So WWE Roadblock has just passed, and we are now officially back on the road to WrestleMania. And oh boy. Okay, so I've been in debate whether or not if I just want to make a short video talking about the two matches that were hyped up, or talk about the entire event as a whole. So I decided to do a compromise and just do the rundown. The New Day versus the League of Nations. That was okay. It didn't really last long, just 9 minutes and 49 seconds. Barely 10 minutes, and I just came back from running outside. Anyways, the New Day and the League of Nations, they tried to click a bit, and there were certainly some moments on there. It's mostly the New Day, and I thought their promo they were doing prior to the match was longer than that. Especially the debate of the Bootios. And I'm like, man, the New Day are so funny. And how they said they didn't have anything for Rusev and whatnot. Like, yeah, they ran out of material for that. Like, it's hard to come up with something for Rusev. Unless you're John Cena, and then you're screwed. So, the New Day and League of Nations, they were pretty average. It was a pretty average tag team match. Nothing really special. Just your typical New Day. And I'm trying to wonder, are we supposed to cheer for the New Day or cheer for the League of Nations since they're both heels? Even though Vince is saying that the New Day are faces, yet the New Day still kind of acting like heels with their distractions and whatnot, and their arrogant trombone attacks they like to do. New Day rocks. New Day rocks. New Day rocks. Okay. So the New Day retains and all that, and well, it was just a solid match. Then Chris Jericho versus Jack Swagger, that was unannounced, happened. And Chris Jericho cut a promo and talking about how he hates Canada, you know, the usual Chris Jericho. And I'm going to go in depth about the Chris Jericho heel turn. I was hoping when Chris Jericho turned heel, he would revert back into his suit and tie, where he spoke long words and said evil stuff, arrogant stuff, and you know, basically be 2008 and 9 Jericho, not a mix between 2001 Jericho and 2008 Jericho. It just kind of doesn't click for me. Like, I thought they were going to do the corporate suit appearance, and yeah, I really thought that. And I thought, oh, maybe he can be a future feuder for Roman Reigns, joins the Authority, whatnot, maybe, or tries to wear that and basically do his corporate evil ways. He likes to dress up as like Anton Chigurh and Nick Bockwinkel. His character was that back in 2008 and 9, and I really had hoped they did that, but really it just kind of feels like they're trying to mix a bit of 2005 Jericho to 2008 Jericho. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but we'll see later down the road, since they're obviously going to do AJ Styles versus Jericho again at WrestleMania. So Jericho and Jack Swagger, they had a skippable match. Jericho defeats Jack Swagger. You know, I was hoping that there could have done something memorable, like Jericho showing a vicious side to him, like he did back in 08 and 09 with his feud with Shawn Michaels and John Cena and Edge. Like, I really had hoped they did the vicious side of Jericho, and how I really hated the commentary saying, like, his attack on AJ Styles was the most vindictive and worst one yet. And I'm thinking, like, oh yeah, that's right, they don't want to reference the Shawn Michaels attack, where he got his face smashed on the Jericho Titantron. Oh yeah, we can't have that. That will scar the children's minds. Fuck you. So, yeah. So, Chris Jericho, Jack Swagger, pretty skippable match. Nothing really special. Just that promo he cut. And it's just normal, everyday Jericho from the old days when he was younger. And it felt like when okay, I know I'm getting a little too depth for Jericho's heel turn, but it just doesn't click with me right now. It just feels like he's trying to capture the glory days of being younger, when he was the arrogant, pompous, beloved Jericho that everyone loved to hate, instead of the instead of the mix of Anton Chigurh and Nick Bockwinkel Jericho everyone wanted to see again. Like, I felt like that was representing of a more older, wiser Jericho than the young, arrogant Jericho. It just feels like Jericho is like in his 40s trying to capture the glory days of his mid 20s, of his late 20s and early 30s. It just feels that kind of off to me. So we get to a special NXT Tag Team Championship match between the Revival and Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy. And they had a great match. It was alright, but it wasn't as great as their NXT London match. I thought that was better, and I certainly did like that. So this was a pretty standard tag team match that you would expect in NXT, and continues to prove why NXT is better than WWE main rosterville. And Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy got a huge pop when they came out. And of course, Vince, in his infinite wisdom, says, "Oh, they're not stars." Fuck you. I'm still reeling from that report I heard. So, yeah, the Revival, once again, I knew they were going to win since the NXT taping spoilers showed that they were going to take on the American Alpha at NXT Dallas. So I knew Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy weren't going to win. So this was pretty predictable. So it kind of took away some of the feeling about that. So now we get to Charlotte versus Natalya. And I was really hoping they didn't do what they did back in December of 2014, was it? When Charlotte made her debut and lost in 2 minutes. Because Vince made the decision for that because he hates anything that's Triple H's creation for jealousy reasons. Whiner. Anyways, so I was hoping, like, okay, I know they're not going to be given as much time as their time in NXT match. I kind of forgot which takeover it was when Charlotte won the women's title. I need to remind myself of that. The women's title. But this was their second best match. It certainly was way better than their second match they had. So this was their second best match. It certainly doesn't beat their first match together at the NXT TakeOver event. So I was glad about that. They went on for kind of a while. 13 minutes and 37 seconds. Lead. Oh, man. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Charlotte retained the title. I knew that was going to happen. They weren't going to change the complexion of WrestleMania. I knew this event wasn't going to change anything. So, and before I get to the next match that happened after Charlotte versus Natalya, I'm going to skip that for a second and talk about Sami Zayn and Stardust. I was surprised that they even had a match on the card. Like, I wasn't expecting Sami Zayn to have it. And this was once again proving once and for all why NXT has a superior product and WWE main roster has a lackluster one. And the fans were cheering for Sami Zayn, and Vince will say, "Oh no, I don't care about that. That doesn't prove anything. He's just a hometown boy." And while I have heard a report Vince was praising Sami Zayn for the event, there was one negative tiny little report that kind of got to me. Not the NXT part, but how they said, "Oh, well, I see Sami Zayn as a very big guy. Like, he's going to be popular, but I don't see him winning the WWE title ever in his life. I see him winning the Intercontinental title. That's certainly something. But this is Sami Zayn. He deserves the world title. Why? Like, I get Tyler Breeze, he's only seen as an Intercontinental guy, but Sami Zayn, he's clearly a world title guy. But no, Vince says, we are too stupid to not understand the business side of things. We're clearly incompetent morons, while he's always right. You know, like Batman. Except Batman doesn't think we're stupid. He actually has logical deduction, whereas Vince McMahon hasn't. Hasn't had a single logical deduction since, I would say, 2008. Okay? Yeah. So, Sami Zayn and Stardust, they had kind of an okay match. And Stardust, was it? They had an okay match. They went on a little longer than I initially thought. 12 minutes and 33 seconds. So, that was certainly entertaining for a bit, but it was the second worst match. I'll get to the worst match of the night next. Okay. Sami Zayn won the match, and he's hinting that he's going to go after Kevin Owens' Intercontinental title in the multi-man ladder match that is rumored to happen. So I can't wait for that, and a lot of people can't wait for what Sami Zayn's going to do. I kind of actually hope he wins the Intercontinental belt. So that was a pretty standard match, and there was one botched moment. Cody Rhodes did, Stardust did it, and everyone was saying that was awkward. And yeah, I have to be honest, that was kind of like, wait, what just happened? Okay. So now let's get to what I consider to be the worst match of the night. Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt with Luke Harper. A handicap match. You know, that match that was not even advertised. It was advertised to be Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt. And boy, do I fucking hate that when they do the bait and switch tactic, because that's false advertising and people could get their money back. And a lot of fans paid to see Bray Wyatt versus Brock Lesnar, despite Bray Wyatt's booking. Like, they clearly see, yes, there's an audience for Bray Wyatt, and yes, there's still fans of him. But Vince McMahon believes we're too dumb for that. So I was really looking forward to Bray Wyatt versus Brock Lesnar. I was really hoping they would get ready to kill each other, be their big epic WrestleMania match that should have been. And nope, it got turned into a handicap match at the last minute because their live house show the day before happened. Like, the day before Roadblock, Brock Lesnar did a live event show. It was him versus Luke Harper with Bray Wyatt as a handicap partner, and I put this in quotations. Bray Wyatt never got tagged in and was described as a great match. Don't really know that. We'll never find out unless the internet shows a recording of it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure WWE thought, well, that worked, so let's do that, and it only lasted 4 minutes. Luke Harper got some offense, but Bray Wyatt did nothing. He didn't interfere. He didn't help his partner out. He didn't stop the pin when Brock Lesnar won. He just stood there. And once again, I'm wondering, man, you must really hate Bray Wyatt, Vince. I know you teased us with Triple H versus Bray Wyatt, but you just really hate him, don't you? So I really hated that match. Like, Luke Harper got a few shots at Brock Lesnar, but that wasn't the match I wanted. I wanted Bray Wyatt and Brock Lesnar to kill each other, not Luke Harper get jobbed out to Brock Lesnar. I wouldn't have much of a problem with this if the original plan was still in place, where they were going to do Bray Wyatt versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and they were going to do Luke Harper versus Brock Lesnar at the show at Roadblock, or originally called March to WrestleMania in Toronto. So that was the original plan, but they didn't do that. So then they do this handicap match, and then a report came out saying that, oh, the reason why they didn't have Bray Wyatt get involved whatsoever is because they're saving it for a post-WrestleMania feud. And I'm like, okay, I can get that, but that doesn't really change the fact that you advertised it to be Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt. This is like the finger poke of doom incident. You advertise Goldberg versus Kevin Nash, and then at the last minute, oh, it's Hulk Hogan versus Kevin Nash. Take our word for it. And 40,000 people there bought a ticket just to see Goldberg versus Kevin Nash for the world title. So, yeah, along with all this other stuff, but then we got the finger poke of doom, and we all know how that worked out. So, worst match of the night for me. I really hated it. I said on Bleacher Report, F you, Vince. I wanted Bray Wyatt and Brock Lesnar. So I didn't get that, and I was really looking forward to that. And the thing that really pissed me off was when Brock Lesnar was walking up the stage and Bray Wyatt ran off. And I'm thinking, you really did that. Congratulations, you have ripped Bray Wyatt's remaining fangs out and made him look like a complete and utter coward. Way to go, Vince. And after Bray Wyatt cut a promo saying, I am more than just a man. No, you're a complete wussy. And a complete wuss. So let's get to the best match of the night. Triple H versus Dean Ambrose. They went at it, and also before I get into that, they really cut their time length. This was supposed to be a 3-hour show on the WWE Network, and they could have gone as long as they wanted to since this is on their network, and they could do whatever they want. But no, they went, okay, we have this show, we have it planned till 11. Oh, cut it down 30 minutes, even though we could do whatever we want, like we did with the Hall of Fame and the NXT in Brooklyn. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, Vince, that's a good idea. I mean, like, if this was the cable network, then I can understand why they had to cut time. But this is WWE's network. They could do whatever they want. So it really shouldn't matter what's broadcast. Like NXT Brooklyn basically said, oh, we could cut off the air to that, but this is our network. We can do whatever we want. Whereas Vince McMahon, he just wants to cut time, cut valuable time, and we could have seen Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt, and I was really hoping for a 20-minute match on that. So I was pissed off on that. So Triple H versus Dean Ambrose, they put on a hell of a show. It was definitely WrestleMania worthy, and I knew that the pinfall that, like, I thought for a moment that Dean Ambrose finally got the win over Triple H and won the title, because as much as they like to say Dean Ambrose's foot was under the ropes, it really wasn't. It was badly executed on that. So yeah, Dean Ambrose did technically beat Triple H. It's just that there's a technicality, and there is no technicality there because it was badly executed. And people are not going to bitch about that to WWE because it's Dean Ambrose. He's an indie guy. So, he just made a mistake. I mean, like, even though Roman Reigns can make mistakes, we're going to bash Roman Reigns because he's the chosen one. So, yeah, I was not happy about that, and I complained a bit about that. So, yeah. But Triple H and Dean Ambrose, they put on one hell of a show, even though after everything that happened on the prior card. So Triple H and Dean Ambrose, they went at it. It looked like a 2003 Triple H match at the beginning, and then it moved on to a quick pace match, a very aggressive match. And I really certainly enjoyed that they finally went there. And I also liked when Dean Ambrose did the DX crotch chop. Like, yeah, that was funny. And then they, once again, and I knew this was coming, they're going to destroy the announce table. I knew they were going to destroy the announce table. I didn't know what they were going to do, but Triple H rolled out of the way, and Dean Ambrose crashed on it, and that's it. That was basically it. So, yeah. Dean Ambrose crashed onto the table, got back in the ring, then Triple H pedigreed him, and 1, 2, 3, Triple H retains. Fans were livid because they are going to get Roman Reigns versus Triple H, and I'm once again saying I waited for this match for 2 to 3 years. I really want to see this match, and it's definitely WrestleMania worthy after so much build they did prior. Not the current build they're doing right now, but I'm talking about if you add in the build up they did for the last 2 to 3 years, then no one really would have complained. But, well, this is Roman Reigns. We have to find something to complain about because he's the chosen one. He's not an indie guy. He can't wrestle, even though he clearly showed he can. He can hang with the Big Show. I mean, like, he got a match with the Big Show, 4-star rating. But no, that doesn't count. That had weapons, especially Bray Wyatt. Like, especially even though The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar put on one hell of a match, it was with weapons. But this is Roman Reigns. We need to complain. So, yeah, Triple H and Dean Ambrose, they put on one hell of a show. This was their best. This was the best match of the night, and another contender for match of the year. I can't wait to see if they're ever going to revisit this feud ever again. This might be a one-off deal. Hopefully not, though. And I really hope. And this card was WrestleMania worthy for the most part, except for Jericho versus Swagger, Sami Zayn versus Stardust. Like, this was kind of WrestleMania worthy. And you can make the debate about the New Day and the League of Nations, since no one cares about the League of Nations. But, yeah, this was poorly executed. Except for the revival in Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy. I'm surprised they haven't come up with a team name yet. And really, really don't count Brock Lesnar versus the Wyatt family. Well, everyone, this was Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and donate, and stay tuned for more.